Hello everyone and you're welcome back to my channel. I go by the name Tete and I'm an Erasmus Mundus alumni. I graduated this year 2023 with a master's in advanced development in social work. We have already navigated through the whole Erasmus catalog and your documents that you can get in place to start the whole application process. So if you are still wondering whether it is worth applying for the Erasmus Mundus scheme, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to tell you about the pros and cons of being on the Erasmus Mundus scholarship. By the end of this video, you would understand why you should be putting in your application very swift and very fast. Stick and stay and do hit on the subscription button, post notifications so that anytime I drop a new video, you will be the first to be notified. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the pros. What are the pros of studying on the Erasmus Mundus scholarship? First and foremost, you get to study abroad for free. Yes, the whole Erasmus Mundus scheme is for free, but like I said in my previous video, there's a little twist. Okay, so your allowance cannot be given to you until you are in Europe and you have a European bank account. So the thing is, you have to have money for your visa application from your home country to Europe. And once you are in Europe, the money is going to be refunded to you. Like I said, Erasmus gives you two travel installments, one in the first year and then one in the second year. And that is enough for you to cover your travel allowance throughout Europe and throughout your study period. So you get to study for free without paying a dime. Is that not wonderful? Is that not awesome? Also, you get to study from the best universities and then from the best professors in those universities. Studying is quite expensive in this day and age, and you get to do that for free, studying from the best professors who are going to advance your knowledge and skills remarkably. And then after you are done with the program, you are going to see some massive changes in your whole thought process and the way you approach things academically, socially, and then even emotionally as well. So yes, you get to study for free and you get to study from the best professors. The second benefit of being on an Erasmus Mundus scholarship is that you get to broaden your social network. When I say you get to broaden your social network, the Erasmus Mundus scholarship scheme allows you to meet people from all cultures and backgrounds. And then with that, you get to create this network of friends that you wouldn't have met if you were in only your home country. You get to know people from all different kinds of countries. I got to meet people from Uganda, Burundi, Bangladesh, India, Austria, Argentina, Uruguay, Colombia, the UK, a whole lot. So in my cohort we're 24 and then we're from all over the continent. So you can imagine, I got to meet people, I got to socialize and interact with people from all different backgrounds and cultures, and it gets to open up your worldview and your mindset and how you think about certain conditions and certain situations. Because we are all from different backgrounds, there's a whole mixture of culture that you would get to explore, which you find very interesting and intriguing. And if you studied in your home country, you wouldn't have had that perspective. So it's it's a very important aspect of the whole Erasmus Mundus journey. So that is the second benefit of applying for this Erasmus Mundus scheme. Okay, so the third benefit of being on the Erasmus Mundus scholarship is that you get to travel across Europe. Yes, during the summer time, classes are not in session. That is usually from June, July, and August. Classes are not in session, so you get some free time. And during that time, you get to travel across Europe for free. Yes, with most of the host institution, they give you a study permit or a residence permit for 2 years. And with that 2 years, so far as the countries within the European Union, you get to travel across all the European countries, provided you stay a maximum of 180 days. But trust me, you're not going to spend 180 days in another country. So you get to travel from one country to the other and without any barriers or limitations. Let me break it down further for you. So for me, my host institution was Aalborg University in Denmark. So Denmark gave me a residence permit for 2 years. And with that permit, I get to travel across Europe for free. Okay, so apart from apart from the schools that I got to travel to, I got to study in 5 countries. Yeah, so I got to study in Denmark, the UK, Portugal, Holland, and then France. So apart from visiting those countries, I also had the opportunity to go to Stockholm in Sweden, and then I also had the opportunity to go to Amsterdam. But that was just my choice and my decision. But if it's up to you, you can go to Germany, you can go to Croatia, you can go to where you name it, any country in Europe, you can go, depending on you, your budget, and how much you have to spend for yourself. Yes, also before I forget, you also get to visit some places that you never even thought of visiting. Okay, so let me give you a typical example. I've been an Arsenal fan my whole life, and then through the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, I got to study in the UK. And once I was in the UK, I had the opportunity to visit the Emirates Stadium, where I had like an absolutely wonderful and lovely time. It was a life-changing experience for me. I'm going to go in depth into my whole Emirates experience, and then I'm going to share my perspective with you. But it's Erasmus that afforded me the opportunity to visit the Emirates Stadium. If not, could I have afforded visiting the Emirates Stadium? Maybe, maybe not, but who knows? But right now, all I can say is that Erasmus Mundus offered me that opportunity. Also, I got to visit France, where we call it the City of Love. I got to see the Eiffel Tower in bright light, live and color. The Ghanaian man will tell you, Nale Fili Fili. Yeah. So a life in color, and it was a whole beautiful experience. And it was Erasmus that offered me the opportunity to visit the Eiffel Tower. So trust me, you are going to get to visit a lot of places. It's going to be an eye-opening experience for you as well. The fourth benefit of being on the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship is that you get to be a good manager. When I say a good manager, what do I mean? So like in the previous video, I said what you are going to be given travel allowance and then monthly installments, your monthly stipend that gets you through the month. You use that to pay for your rent, you use that to pay for your groceries, and then take care of yourself. You are going to be given travel allowance, okay? But you have to manage this money very, very well. If you overspend the money, you are going to be really in a messy situation, because the money that is given to you, they assume that this is the amount of money you are going to use between this time period and between this time period. So if you overspend and you are not able to manage the money efficiently and effectively, then you are going to find yourself stranded. Okay, so you have to manage the money very, very well. And this is one thing that Erasmus does for you. It gets you to think on your feet and then to manage your resources and your finances very, very well. You have to book flights, you have to book hostels, you have to book accommodation, your monthly stipend. You have to know the amount of money you spend in a month so that you do not overspend, because you have to pay for accommodation, you have to pay for groceries. So the Erasmus Mundus project, the Erasmus Mundus scheme, it keeps you on your toes, it keeps you on your 2 feet, and it makes you think. You become a manager because you have to book flights, you have to pay for your accommodation, and you have to sort out a whole lot of other logistics once you are on the program. For instance, once you are done with the program, I bet you there's no flight across Europe and even to your home country that you cannot book. Because once you are looking for the flights, of course, sometimes you have to look for some cheap flights so that you can save some money and use it for like other purposes. So once you are done with this program, trust me, you are going to know how to book flights. And then also you are going to know how to manage your time effectively, because if you miss your flight, then your money is gone, and once your money is gone, trying to find additional money to help book another flight is going to be like a whole new story for you. So you have to manage your timing. You have to also be a good manager. And the last benefit of being on the Erasmus Mundus scholarship is that you get to learn a new language. I wouldn't say that for my case because the movement kind of hampered me. So in Denmark, once you arrive, they give Danish classes, but because of how my schedule was, because my course you really had to study a lot. It's practical and then very time consuming, and because of that I didn't get to learn a new language. But if you are willing to, you have the opportunity to learn a new language once you're on the Erasmus Mundus scheme. I know some people who have learned new languages. I know a colleague of mine who studied in Portugal, and currently she speaks fluent Portuguese, like fluently. So it all depends on you. If you want to learn a new language, you would be able to learn a new language. So these are the pros of studying on the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the cons of studying on the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. But Bethany, from my perspective, I think the pros outweigh the cons, and it's going to be very beneficial for you to study on the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. But who am I? I'm going to do the next video on the cons, and then you can make that judgment for yourself. So do well to hit on the subscription button again, and then in my next video we talk about the cons. Stay blessed, and I will catch you on the flip side. I am out.